So the next thing that we're going to work on, he's understanding this concept of not accepting his cookie or not mouthing on me until he hears the click and I give him the cookie. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start building duration. I don't want him to stay away from me for just a second. I eventually want to build up that duration until he stays out of my space forever, unless I invite him into my space. So the way that we go about doing that, I'm going to do the same thing, and he's pretty good for, let's say, 2 seconds. So let's start it with 3. I'll present my hand. 1, 2, 3. And as long as he stays off my hand for that period of time, oh, we're still making good progress. That's good. So 3 seconds was still pretty easy for him. So let's up it to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. You see, he got a little bit confused there, and he came out and he touched my hand. He was still good. He didn't mouth it, but he kind of bumped it with his nose because he was a little bit unsure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that time he just wasn't quite sure. It's okay. So do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Alright, so right before I switched sides, you saw that he mouthed my hand when I was mid-count. I wasn't ready for him to take his treat yet, so I started completely over. And that's the name of the game. If I need to count to 3 and he hits me at 2, we're going to start back over at 1 again. And what I'm teaching him is that duration. It's he has to hold it stay away from my hand for the full 5 seconds. So I'll present 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. And for him, I'm not going to start over if he just kind of looks at my hand. I know that he thought about touching my hand, but he decided not to, and that's exactly what I want to have happen. So that's almost something you reward even more than not even thinking about it. That means that he's processing what you're teaching him, he's learning, he's thinking about it, and he really is trying to do the right thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Very good. And if at any point he gets too much in my space, so again, that's why we have the stall guard. I can always just step out of my way if at any time I feel unsafe. If you've got a really dog-gentle horse at home, you might not need the stall guard. You might be able to do it in your round pen. A horse you know really well, that knows you really well. For him, he's still a stallion, and we're going to make sure that we're protected as well as possible, and we don't know each other all that well yet. So it just makes things safer for both of us. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to give him that. He kind of came back at me a little bit at 6, but he was trying. He was trying really hard, and it seems like the 6 second is kind of pushing on him a little bit, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to give him that because he didn't open his lips. Now, I don't want him to be afraid of having his nose near me. I just want him to know that it's not okay to use his lips and his teeth on me when it's not invited. And it's never invited for him to use his teeth on me. So that was still a correct answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. And I'm gonna continue my count unless he mouths on my hand. If he kind of touches me with his cheekbone or something like that, at this point I'm gonna let that go a little bit. My goal isn't to make it so difficult that he has a really hard time with this, because this is getting tricky for him. He's a kind of an impatient boy. He's got a lot of feisty energy, and so for him to start building duration is going to be a little bit more tricky. And we're going to help him out with it as much as we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. You can see the little inner struggle that he kind of goes through. He really wants that cookie, and he wants the cookie now, and he wants to earn the cookie right now. So he's having trouble figuring out exactly what it means to wait. But that's exactly what he needs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to stick around the 6, 7, 8 area for a little while until he's pretty confident there. And then once 6 and 7, I've got that 80-90% of the time, and then we can start adding in the 9. If I just, every single time I throw my hand out, I expect him to go 1 second higher, then he's going to have a hard time keeping up. So we're going to keep our progress slow enough that he can continue moving along with us and continue to understand. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I might switch sides again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you might have noticed now, both times I've been on this side, he's been less in my space. On the other side, he tends to come into my space a little bit more often. That's just normal. Horses are two-sided, and the more you work both sides, the more even he's going to become. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So this side, he's actually doing pretty well. The other side, he still needed a little bit more work on, so I'm going to go back over there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. We'll go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Good. I might see if I can just get maybe 1 or 2 more 8 seconds, 7 or 8 second spiels here, and then we'll let them be. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So we've kind of did a little bit of a rehash from our last session, and we added a little bit something new, and he accomplished it well, and we're at a good spot where he's starting to understand duration a little bit. So I'm going to leave that be for this session. And if you're working this at home, you can either leave and go do something else for a little while and come back, or you can leave it be for today, whichever way you'd like to do it. So we'll close them back up and let them stew on it a little bit.